Hi guys, my name is Raquel, and today I'm going to be telling you and talking to you about my 16 and pregnant story, about how I got pregnant with my daughter. So, where do I begin? So, I'm going to explain to you how I met my daughter's father because I live in a town and he lives in the next town over from me, and so this is how we met. So one day I was on Facebook and I was just randomly going through and just adding random people. And I happened to come across his page and I saw his little profile picture and I was like, oh my God, he's actually kind of cute. So I clicked, you know, the friend request and I sent him a friend request to see if, he would just randomly accept my friend request back. And the funny thing is like he honestly thought that I was a fake page because we both had the same exact birthday and we both had the same exact last name. So he thought I copied his information to match his because he thought I was trying to get at him, or maybe he thought it was a scammer page or something. I don't know what he thought, but he just thought I wasn't real. So, long story short, we message each other back and forth, we get to know each other, and he actually asked me to hang out. So of course I said yay, yay. Of course I say yes. And so we meet up at the mall, we hang out for a little bit, we get to know each other, and we just hit it off right away. Couple months down the line, maybe I think it was 1 or 2 months that we like hung out every day that he actually asked me to be his girlfriend. So he asked me to be his girlfriend January 14th, 2011. So we met actually in 2010. He asked me to be his girlfriend on that day, and I still remember the exact date only because my birthday is January 7th. So January 14th is only 7 days away from my actual birthday. So that's how I still remember the date. And then my daughter was born in 2012, so that's also helps me remember. Anyways, we hit it off. We hang out. We're boyfriend and girlfriend now, and as teenagers, you want to be rebellious and not listen to your parents and what they tell you to do, and so you do the naughty naughty. And so we did that quite a bit, and like months down the line, I'll never forget that I was at home. My mom actually made my favorite dinner, which at the time was spaghetti and meatballs. And 10 minutes later, I literally went to the bathroom, ran into the bathroom, and I was like puking everywhere. I just felt like I had the stomach bug. I thought I did, but so this is what happened after. Oh, there's my baby down there. So, um, my mom actually made a doctor's appointment for me the next day. She thought I had the stomach bug, and she wanted me to get treated if I did have the stomach bug. Hi. Do you want to say hi to the camera? So here's my son. Anyways, back to what I was saying. She thought I had the stomach bug, so then she took me to the doctors the next day, and I went in. They did a normal checkup, and they did a urine test or whatever. They checked me all up, and they said everything was fine. So they sent me home. I went home and then started relaxing, getting comfortable back in my room. I was like, okay, everything's fine. Like, I didn't think anything of it. So 20 minutes later, they wind up calling my mother and telling us that we need to head right back to the doctor's office immediately because they need to let us know something. So, I mean, it never even crossed my mind that I could be pregnant, but we got into the doctor's office and the doctor sat us down and she said, well, I'm sorry I let you guys leave. Your urine test came back positive and you are pregnant. And so the doctor left the room and she let my mom and I, just talk and basically digest all the information that we just learned about me being 16 and pregnant. And so that same day, right when I left the doctor's office, they actually sent me to get an ultrasound right away. So we went and got an ultrasound done vaginally because I was still very early in my pregnancy, and they detected that I was 8 weeks pregnant with my baby. And so immediately after I found out all that information, I texted my boyfriend at the time, which is my daughter's father, and I said to him, "Oh my God, I just found out that we are expecting a baby." And at the time, he told me that, he was excited, and, that he felt that, we were going to be a family and we were going to last and everything was going to be fine. So he basically assured me that no matter what, everything would be okay. So, long story short, months passed down the line, and I was about 6 months pregnant when things started to change dramatically. So, that was also when I started showing, because before I had my daughter, I was very skinny, petite. So, it took a while for my belly to show. And so, like I said, I was 6 months pregnant and my belly started to show. And that's when my boyfriend at the time started to tell me that he was no longer attracted to me because I was pregnant and so on and so forth. And I didn't really understand why, because, he told me he loved me and that we were like best friends. And, like when you're pregnant with somebody's baby, you never expect for them to say things like that to you, especially when you need somebody there for you in such a vulnerable time. So when he told me that, it literally broke me down. And then, like, after that, the relationship started just changing dramatically. And I never expected for it to happen, but it did. So when I was about 8 months pregnant, he broke up with me. And at the time, I was still attending high school. I wasn't a junior? I believe I was a junior in high school when I was pregnant with my daughter. And so I was still attending school. He was attending his own separate school in a different town. Well, actually, he was in the city and I was in the town. And he was attending his own school, I was attending mine, and so like we didn't really see each other much after that. And it was just very difficult for me. It was a very difficult time in my life because I felt so alone. I was very depressed. My best friend that I thought was going to be there for me wasn't. And it just broke me down. And then from then on, like to the end of my pregnancy, I was super, super, super depressed. And then our relationship never basically repaired, and we just never got back together. And I never understood why he never wanted to be with me after that. And then until I found out that he broke up with me for somebody else while I was pregnant with his baby. So that was a lot to handle. You're so young, and then you get this news that you're going to have a family and a baby. And your boyfriend at the time tells you that everything's going to be okay and that you're going to be fine and you're going to make it through. And then he just decides to break up with you for no apparent reason and starts dating another girl. And I found this out from, I don't remember who exactly told me, but somebody showed me that on Facebook they had posted pictures up of each other, like kissing and all this stuff. And at the time, like, I couldn't even believe it. Like, I was just so heartbroken, and I didn't even know what to believe anymore after that. So, one day, as I got closer to my pregnancy, well, actually, they weren't even like officially together yet until after I had my daughter. So, I got a little ahead of myself. So, one day, I was actually close to my pregnancy due date. My due date was March 17th, 2012. It was actually pretty soon, like pretty early before my due date, that I was getting contractions. I was actually in the McDonald's parking lot with my mother. I was eating a double cheeseburger, and out of nowhere, I felt super strong contractions that were very consistent and just kept going over and over and over. And so my mom's like, you know what? We got to bring you to the hospital. You could be in labor. And so we got to the hospital and they checked me, and what do you know? I'm in labor. And after that, it just went on. They gave me the epidural. And then after that, a few hours later, my daughter was born. After that, pretty much that's when I found out that, my daughter's father was dating somebody else. And, he basically rejected me for no reason. And after my daughter was born, I was calling and texting him, to see like if he would want to come see his daughter, and, help me out with her, feed her, change her, bond with her and all that. And every chance I got to text him, I did, and he just ignored me constantly. And let me tell you, it was a very difficult time because, like I said, I was young, so was he. and I expected us to make it through. And when I had my daughter, it was just a very difficult time because I really didn't know exactly what I was doing. But luckily, I had the help of my parents. They helped me out dramatically, and I still am so very thankful to this day that they helped me out and did exactly what they did for me, because if it wasn't for them, I would be a complete wreck. So now my daughter is currently 6 years old. Her name is Angelina, and she is the smartest little girl ever. And I'm not just saying that because she's my daughter, but she is so intelligent, smart, and it's just amazing, like the things that she knows and learns every day. And I just couldn't picture my life without her. And so I'm very, very thankful for my daughter. And she is the light of my life, as well as my son. But if you guys would like to hear my pregnancy story with my son, just give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you want to see that video, and I will get it to you guys as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Bye bye! Say bye, Zaya! Say bye!